sasa. Achi.
Nataka kujaibisha tena.
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt.
For fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, and muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain and ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain.
15 games into the Serie A season, and the race for the Scudetto is wide open. Indeed, just 3 points separate 5 clubs, with Napoli, Inter, Fiorentina and Lazio displaying the consistency required to challenge for the title. But the team to catch in Italy is Atalanta, sitting pretty at the top of the table at this stage of the season for the first time in club history.
Just a payslip, get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
Tumejaribu baking, kuuza beauty product, deliveries.
What?
Imebaki tu kwa supply wa tenda sasa.
Achi.
Nataka kujaibisha tena.
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt. Karibuni Club Zero.
Carefully read the food label before consuming your products. The balanced recipe with reduced salt and zero added sugar is good for you and your family.
Nataka kila mtu ajue mimi ni demu yako.
I don't care what you think about this. But wachana na Debbie.
Usipozingatia kilichokuleta ndani ya nyumba, utakuja kujuta katika maisha yako yote.
Afadhali mimi sifichi kucha zangu.
Je, unajua kuna mlipuko wa Mpox nchini Kenya na maeneo mengine? Kwa hivyo, ni muhimu kwa umma kuchukua tahadhari. Mpox ni ugonjwa wa virusi unaoambukizwa kwa njia ya kugusana moja kwa moja na mtu aliyeambukizwa, ikiwa ni pamoja na maji yake ya mwili, vitu vya kibinafsi vilivyoambukizwa kama vile nguo na vyombo, au kwa njia ya ngono. Dalili za Mpox ni pamoja na vipele au vidonda kwenye ngozi ambavyo vinaweza kudumu kwa wiki 2 hadi 4, homa, maumivu ya kichwa, maumivu ya misuli, uchovu na nodi za limfu zilizovimba. Ikiwa una dalili hizi, tafuta ushauri wa matibabu mara moja. Mpox huenea haraka kupitia mgusano wa karibu kama vile ngozi kwa ngozi, mazungumzo ya ana kwa ana, kubusiana au hata kugusana na vitu vichafu kama vile matandiko au nguo. Kila mtu yuko hatarini, kama vile wahudumu wa afya, wasafiri, wanawake wajawazito na wale walio na kinga dhaifu wako katika hatari kubwa zaidi. Jilinde sasa. Usigusane na watu walioambukizwa. Jiepushe na vitu vilivyoambukizwa na udumishe usafi. Zingatia miongozo ya afya ili kuimarisha usalama wako. Ikiwa unashuku kuwa wewe au mtu wa karibu nawe anaweza kuwa na Mpox, chukua hatua haraka. Fika katika kituo cha afya kilicho karibu nawe au tembelea tovuti ya Wizara ya Afya. Kwa maelezo zaidi, piga simu ya Wizara ya Afya 719 au piga 0729471414 au 0732353535. Kuwa na habari kuna linda. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Wizara ya Afya, UNICEF na washirika wengine.
This is NTV.
Trust you're having a good Saturday afternoon on this 14th day of December. You're watching NTV at 1. My name is Michelle Ngele Odhiambo. Now, a fresh crisis looms in the medical sector after the Kenya National Union of Nurses issued a 21-day strike notice citing widespread discrimination and failure to meet earlier agreements. The union's Secretary General Seth Panyako announced the ultimatum demanding the implementation of the 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreement signed in August 2024 and employment of UHC staff on permanent and pensionable terms. NTV's Margaret Kimathi has the details.
Power. Nurses power. Power.
Just 4 months after signing their collective bargaining agreement with the Ministry of Health, the Kenya National Union of Nurses has issued another 21 strike notice. Led by the Union Secretary General Seth Panyako, the nurses have accused the Kenya Kwanza administration and county governments of failing to meet their end of the bargain.
Our being silent and not disturbing this government is being taken for granted or being cowardice. We cannot, for example, allow UHC staff who are doing a lot of work in the villages being paid.
Circular recommending salary increments for nurses based on job groups. He has also criticized the lack of uniformity in salaries across counties, leading to disparities within the profession.
That the CPA directly affect and should be implemented for all staff who are deemed seconded. All nurses who are seconded, those who came from the national government, all these fellows we are seeing here, I'm seeing like all of them are seconded. So they should immediately have benefited from the current CPA as well as the 17th grading structure.
Under the 2021-2025 CBA, nurses were to have their risk allowance and uniform allowance increased by 5,000 shillings, with further increments expected in subsequent CBAs. Other issues raised include union rights, job classifications, and employment conditions.
There is even something like risk allowance that was increased in 2017 to only by 1,800 shillings from 3,000, I think, 120 to 5,000. It has not been implemented. But if it was a tax, it would have been implemented immediately.
The county governments are assuming that they are autonomous government that should do their own things different ways, that are now interested in sending us to all 47 counties to negotiate and sign CBAs. We are saying that we are not ready to go on that route.
This year, they were to implement the second batch of promotions. As we speak, we are in December. In fact, we are going towards the end of December. They have not implemented the promotions the way we agreed. Despite us as a branch writing several letters to them, those letters have not been responded to.
The officials maintain that the strike will proceed if their grievances are not addressed within the notice period. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
The historical Gedi Ruins in Kilifi County has been designated as Kenya's 8th UNESCO World Heritage Site, posing the site for international recognition. This now puts Kenya second in Africa among countries with the highest World Heritage Sites after South Africa. At an event at the National Museums of Kenya, graced by President William Ruto and Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, the historical site was listed among Kenya's wonders, joining 7 others. BCS Mudavadi noted that the success of listed Kenya heritage sites is a clear testimony of opportunities for the country and the heritage conservation community at large. Gedi now joins 7 other wonders in Kenya. These include the Fort Jesus Monument Monument in Mombasa, Lamu Old Town, the sacred Mijikenda Kaya Forest, Thimlich Ohinga Archaeological Site in Migori County, the Great Rift Valley Lake System, the Lake Turkana National Parks, and the Mount Kenya National Park and Forest. The Gedi Ruins were first discovered by colonialists in 1884. They, however, remained obscured until subsequent rediscovery in the 1920s.
Showcasing the interwoven heritage of its people and its landscapes.
This is a very significant development because it also blends in with the initiative around the African Union on some very critical areas. Apart from repatriation, there's also the raging debate that is not easy to deal with.
This event offers us a unique opportunity to highlight the monument's exceptional universal value as a global treasure of culture, historical, and educational significance.
Elsewhere, 2 lovers found mysteriously dead in a rented apartment in Kisii town a fortnight ago have been laid to rest, with mourners calling for speedy investigations into the cause of their death. The family of the slain lady, Angela Mora, who met her death after just arriving home from the US, alleges that their kin may have been beaten to death. Judith Cherono Omondi with the details.
Family and friends gathered in Nyamira County to pay their last respects to America-based Angela Mora Ongeri alongside her alleged lover Vincent Bosire Nyambunde, a medical intern at Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital, who were discovered dead in an apartment under mysterious circumstances. At Mora's interment at the family home in Kinyerere village, Rigoma Ward, the family lifting the lead on what may have led to her death.
Angela, ugonjwa wake ulikuwa ni alikumbana na kichapo. Wakati tulifanya postmortem, sisi tunaongelelea lile ambalo tunajua. Alikuwa tu amechapwa, alikuwa ameumizwa, hata skull ilikuwa imepasuka, damu ilikuwa inachaa kwa ubongo. Kuanzia hapa knees kuja juu alikuwa amechapwa zaidi.
Don't forget Angela's child. Assist Angela's child so that he can also go through education. I know he's going to become a very important person.
Few kilometers away, Vincent Bosire's funeral ceremony is underway. His family remains tight-lipped on the post-mortem exam report, instead choosing to absolve their kin from speculation of any wrongdoing.
Vincent was not a stone in my house or in our house. He intermingled with men of few. You can attest to the fact that he was a humble man. Allow me to state that he had me as his confidant, and many secrets he revealed them to me. Vincent, when he was in Form 4 at Nyambaria Boys 2013, he got to know one lady by the name Angela Yvonne Mora. It is like they fell in love 2013, and I want you to underline.
The families are asking the public to allow them time and space to grieve their kin, vowing to lay bare the cause of the mysterious deaths once the police complete their investigations. Police in Kisii are yet to issue any progress report on the investigations into this incident. Judith Cherono, Monday, NTV, Kisumu.
Elsewhere, leaders in Laikipia County now want the Mukogodo Forest to be reverted back to the community in efforts to better manage the indigenous forest. Mukogodo Forest is one of the dryland forests in the country that has been a protected forest reserve by the Kenya Forest Service for nearly a century. But locals say the forest is now aiding bandits who trouble pastoralist communities. Here's NTV's Bridget Ngana with the details.
vast arid lands of Laikipia, the Mukogodo Forest has been an oasis of greenery and pasture for herders traversing the county with their livestock. The forest was once home to the Yaku tribe, which is on the edge of extinction. They were the guardians of the forest until a 1932 order left the forest as a protected reserve under the Kenya Forest Service. 92 years later, the oasis has become a curse to those who depended on it.
Ilikuwa mzuri zamani. Ilikuwa inasaidia jamii zote. Wale wote wanaishi imezunguka hii forest. Lakini imekuwa forest ya shida. Imekuwa forest ya kifo. Imekuwa forest ya kuficha mifuko ile imeibiwa.
This dry forest ya Mukogodo is one of the best forests that was conserved ile miaka. Si kusema ya kwamba wakati huu haijakuwa conserved mzuri, lakini tunajua kwamba it can be best conserved when it is managed by the community.
The leaders here feel that involving the community in managing the forest would be beneficial to both the inhabitants and the forest.
Hali watu wamesema ni wao wenyewe watachunga. Iko tofauti kubwa sana. Mahali watu wameamua watachunga biodiversity, whether ni wanyamapori, kama ni miti, iko manufaa na iko effort.
Kama ilikuwa afadhali na ilikuwa mzuri sana community ikisimamia, tutafanya vile vile inatakikana ili hiyo forest isije ikuje iharibike kwa sababu watu wale wanaishi karibu naye wamekatazwa watunze.
The national government now says it will begin the process of degazetting Mukogodo Forest after consultations with the Kenya Forest Service and the Ministry of Interior.
Tufanye operation wakora watolewe, alafu watu wa area hii wafaidike na vile watatumika. Hiyo ripoti itafika kwa rais, itafika kwa waziri wa Interior na itafika kwa National Police.
Bridget Ghana, NTV.
Let's take you back to the health sector, where a new survey by the Rural and Urban Private Hospitals Association of Kenya, RUFA, shows that up to half of Kenyans are still incurring out-of-pocket payments under the new medical scheme SHA. Now, RUFA's survey says that 48% of Kenyans are still having to pay for medical services in cash due to system challenges and lack of registration. RUFA says that the government is yet to pay close to 40% of medical facilities pending bills and claims dating back to the days of NHIF, and only 61% were paid in November. The Secretariat has also rated the transition at just 46%, while citing portal challenges as a major concern. RUFA says that while the credential access system is stable, access issues have generally risen from 17% to 29.3%. On training gaps for medical personnel, only 44% of providers feel adequately trained on the portal, a sharp decline from 60% in November. 77% of medical service providers have signed contracts, however, but barriers like technical errors still persist. Although Kenya has made significant progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS, the rate of young people diagnosed with the virus is rising, a situation that threatens future generations. The adolescents and young people aged between 15 and 34 form the highest percentage of new infections in the country. The riskiest age appears to be between 20 and 24, where many young people are in colleges and universities. All this Sunday, we air our special feature, Positive Youth, in which NTV's Rose Wangoi speaks to 4 young people living with HIV. Stay tuned for this tomorrow at 7 and 9 p.m. Here is a sneak preview.
Being with HIV since birth.
I came to know my status when I was in high school. I'm 23 years old, born of HIV positive.
We are not different from the others. We have to date, we have to give birth, we have to live like normal human beings.
I'm a Gen Z and we know this age in a level where we are all active.
Disclosure is the most toughest thing.
I used to disclose, and the girl would either they will give an excuse, or all of a sudden they become silent.
Do stay tuned for that special report coming your way tomorrow on NTV at 7 and 9 p.m. Let's take a short break here on NTV at 1. When we come back, more news breaking headlines, including from Mombasa, where the Kenya Navy is currently marking its 60th anniversary at the Navy base in Mutongwe. Just take this.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
Your profile says you don't drink.
Oh, and I missed out on the silky refreshing test?
For real? For real. Well, in that case, I'll have whatever he's having.
I drink responsibly. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Del.
Del who?
Del Monte.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Yes. Tarehe 4
on 4th
hadi tarehe 15
up to 15th of December
mwezi wa 12, Mungu anatupa nguvu kupitia kwa damu na mwili wa mwanawe.
Inform the Medevac team of your preferred receiving hospital. The team will ensure the receiving hospital or medical facility is prepared to accept the patient and has all the information they need to continue treatment seamlessly.
For as low as 3,100 Kenya shillings, get a Maisha cover today. Amref Flying Doctors. We go where no one else goes safely.
As we get ready to welcome the new year, I invite you to Siaya County for an unforgettable cultural and sporting experience.
This year to enrich the culture, to see that people can live in different communities, but they still share the same culture.
This December, join us for the Piny Luo and Migwena Cultural Festival, a celebration of the Luo people's timeless traditions. From December 30th to 2nd January, immerse yourself in the music, dance and stories that make our culture unique. And the celebration doesn't stop there. On January 2nd, 2025, we proudly unveil Siaya County's new stadium with an exciting showcase match between Gor Mahia and Kitara FC from Uganda. Be part of this historic moment.
Karibuni Siaya. Come celebrate with us and witness history in the making.
Did you know there is an Mpox outbreak in Kenya and the region? It's therefore crucial for the general public to take precautions. Mpox is a viral disease transmitted through direct contact with infected persons, including with their body fluids, contaminated personal items such as clothing, utensils, or through sexual contact. The signs: skin rashes or lesions which can last 2 to 4 weeks, fever, headaches, muscle aches, fatigue, and swollen lymph nodes. If you notice these, don't wait. Seek medical advice immediately. Mpox spreads fast through close contact like skin-to-skin, face-to-face conversations, kissing, or even contact with contaminated items like bedding or clothing. Everyone is at risk. Healthcare workers, travelers, pregnant women, and those with weaker immune systems are at higher risk. Protect yourself now. Avoid close contact with infected individuals, stay clear of contaminated materials, and keep your surroundings clean. Following health guidelines can help you stay safe. If you suspect that you or someone close to you might have Mpox, act fast. Contact or go to the nearest health center or call the Ministry of Health hotline at 719 or dial 0729 471414 or 0732 353 535. For more information, visit the Ministry of Health website www.health.go.ke. Stay informed, stay protected. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, UNICEF, and other partners.
Good afternoon and welcome back. The Kenya Navy is currently marking its 60th anniversary at the Navy base in Mutongwe, Mombasa, an event graced by President William Ruto. The unit says it is holding the feat to commemorate milestones in protecting the country and participating in peace missions. Let's take you live to the Navy base in Mutongwe. President William Ruto is currently speaking.
Kenya Navy, the former commanders of the Kenya Navy. In our midst, I think we have two great gentlemen who eventually became our CDFs in Kenya. We have General Kibwana in our midst. Can we give him a round of applause? Congratulations, General, for your commitment. As a nation, we are grateful for your contribution. In our midst also, we have General Mwatete. Again, General, congratulations. Thank you very much for your contribution. We are grateful for your participation and making this institution great. We wouldn't be here to write these 60 years of history without your contribution. And to all the other generals and leaders who became part of the Kenya Navy, my gratitude to you as Commander-in-Chief that you have made a contribution to what we celebrate today as a service, a Kenya Navy service that stands out as a professional entity that delivers for our nation. As we celebrate the 60th anniversary, we must also look towards the future. In this respect, our strategic vision for the next 60 years is clear. We must continue enhancing our naval capabilities, embracing innovation, and strengthening our partnerships. It is also imperative for us to invest in advanced technologies, modernize our fleet, and escalate the skills and operational capacity of our men and women in our Kenyan Navy. Our singular focus will be on maintaining a high state of readiness to ensure that we can respond swiftly and effectively to an increasingly dynamic security environment that we live in. And in the last 2 months, I have been in discussion with the leadership of the Ministry of Defense and CDF and his team on how we can modernize the capabilities that exist in our military.
We'll bring you more details of that live event in our subsequent bulletins. Also, police officers at the Kenya-Tanzania border in Loitoktok have been put on the spot for failing to tame a runaway cross-border motorcycle theft, which has left one border rider dead. Kajiado South MP Samuel Parashina faults security agencies for complexity, saying despite numerous reports, the motorcycle theft racket made no action has been taken. He has accused police officers of harassing riders, demanding bribes, and locking up those who fail to part with cash on trumped-up charges. The leaders and locals are urging police officers to intervene and avert more deaths and loss of motorcycles and livelihoods.
Wanauliwa, pikipiki inaibiwa, inaenda Tanzania na hakuna mtu meishi ya kuweka set, lakini mnashika vijana wengine hapa ambao wana makosa ya bodaboda wanafanya biashara tutu, mnawashika mnaweka set kwa sababu wanataka pesa.
Farmers in Keringet, Nakuru County are poised to increase their milk production after adopting a new grass variety known as the Junkao grass. The Junkao grass variety was introduced in the country 4 years ago as an alternative to existing dairy and livestock production grass varieties. The variety not only has a high crude protein content, but can also be used as chicken and fish feed. Farmers in Keringet who planted the grass in the last 3 months have recorded an increase in milk production. Junkao grass can grow even in arid and semi-arid parts of the country and can be used to regenerate degraded landscapes.
Ukipatia ng'ombe, unaona ng'ombe inashiba na ngozi yake inakuwa mzuri. Ng'ombe inanona mzuri na inanenepa na inatoa maziwa.
Huwezi sema ati una chakula ya haraka. Junkao ni moja, juu pale penye huwa inatoa suckers ni panda tu ikiwa cutting, yani iko na tunod mbili, lakini kutoka zinatoka zikiwa nyingi. So vile ziko nyingi ndivyo unapata majani mengi.
It has an advantage of high crude protein, 18.6%, which is the second highest next to Nusen or alfalfa. And it has the highest yielding, 180 tons per acre. It can be harvested 6 times. Every 2 months you harvest, then you get the high yielding, 180 tons per year, per acre.
Hundreds of Igembe South residents have staged demonstrations over the poor state of roads in the area, bringing business activities to a standstill. The protesters have issued an ultimatum to area leaders demanding immediate action within 1 week. NTV's Nuruddin Elmoge has the details.
In Igembe South, hundreds of energetic youth take to the street in protest, singing, dancing, running, chanting, and carrying leaves and placards to express their frustrations. Their grievances, the deteriorating state of the road connecting Red Canteen, Kimongo, and Kanuni areas. The protesters burning tires and blocking parts of the road, bringing operations at the local market to halt. Fear of insecurity forced shop owners to close their businesses for the day.
Changamoto mingi sana kupitia hata hii daraja, hii barabara pia imeharibika. Hata ukiwa umebeba wateja, hata huwezi kuwabeba vizuri. Unabeba wateja wanaenda wakiwa wanaanguka, pikipiki zinagongana, hata kwa barabara hata huwezi kutembea vizuri.
Barabara ya kutoka Rendi mpaka kwa kambi hapa, hiyo barabara ni mashimo kutoka mwanzo mpaka mwisho. Mtu anabeba akiwa unaeba barabara, unaeba mashimo mpaka unafika, hata kuanguka ni hatari sana, watu wanaweza anguka.
The youth also raised concern about the Kemeria Njungu Bridge over the Uria River, describing it as a death trap. Recent incidents have seen 3 people lose their lives after slipping on the road.
Barabara zetu ziko na mashimo mingi, ilihali tuko na mbunge wetu hajai tushughulikia, ni kama sisi tulitengwa.
The deadly potholes, particularly around the Kemeria Njungu Bridge, have fueled the residents' anger, prompting widespread condemnations.
Watu wakisha kufa, hiyo ndio wakati waheshimiwa wanakuja kwa komiti ya kupanga mazishi. Sisi hiyo kama wananchi tumechoka. Kama wananchi tumechoka.
The protesters have issued a 1-week ultimatum to area leaders to address their grievances, warning of a further action if their demands are not met. Nutritional Moge, NTV.
Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Elijah Oko, and thank you for watching NTV at 1. Well, let's begin with in Kigali with the FIA Awards, where four-time Formula One champion Max Verstappen, this season's runners-up Lando Norris, and third-place Ferrari's Charles Leclerc have expressed their support for an F1 leg to be held in Africa. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame officially announced on Friday the country's bid after hosting the FIA General Assembly and Awards in Kigali.
It will be great for, in general, motorsports, to be on, be active on every continent. And yeah, we are working towards that, so let's see when it happens.
It will be really nice to have a track where we can show what Formula One is like. So yeah, it's been a long time since we didn't have a race in Africa, and it will be great to have one.
I don't mind where we race, but we always want to go to new places and introduce it to new people, and this will be the perfect place to do it.
How important will it be for F1 to be hosted here in Rwanda?
Well, I mean, it's big. Look, 120 years, and this is the first time they've had it here on the continent. It's long overdue. But it's going to expose people to what Africa really is, what I've learned over the 17 years I've been coming here. People need to come and see Africa for what it is, get rid of all the propaganda. Everybody ain't at civil war. Every place is not unrest.
And on to football. Kenya Police FC will be looking to make it 4 wins in 4 when they take on Gor Mahia at the SportPesa Arena in Murang'a County in the Football Kenya Federation Premier League this afternoon. And the new coach, Etienne Dairagije, Police have managed to shrug off the poor start and put in a good string of performances that has catapulted them into 7th on the standings. Kogalo, on the other hand, have had mixed fortunes after former coach Leoneva parted ways with the club. Under interim coach Zedekiah Otieno, Kogalo won 3 consecutive games but have lost and drawn their last 2. Police beat Gor Mahia in their last meeting, and Kogalo will be hoping to avoid a repeat. In the other games, Kakamega Homeboys welcome Ulinzi Stars, Kariobangi Sharks travel to Awendo Green Stadium to take on Mara Sugar as Nairobi City Stars welcome Talanta FC. And in volleyball, Kenya Ports Authority volleyball team will face Prisons Kenya in the first quarter-final of the ongoing Kipchumba Karori International Tournament at the Eldoret Polytechnic grounds. Prisons topped their Pool B by beating Kapu in 3 straight sets of 25-18, 25-18 and 28-26. In their second match, they had a close encounter with Eldowas, winning 3-2 before thrashing KDF on 3 straight sets. KDF, who finished second, will take on Trailblazers in the second quarter-final. In the women's matches, KCB and Kenya Prisons have already secured their semi-final tickets. The parliamentary games are continuing, and the Kenya Parliament of Staff football team beat Uganda 3-2 in post-match penalties at the Mbaraki grounds in the 14th edition, should I say, of the East Africa Inter-Parliamentary Games that are currently ongoing in Mombasa. The match ended in a barren draw in regulation time, forcing post-match penalties to decide the winner. Anthony Jakababa scored the winning goal for Kenya, who are coached by former Kenyan international George Sunguti. This evening, Bunge FC will play Burundi at Mbaraki grounds starting from 4 p.m. Kenya lost 3-0 against Uganda in their first match. Incoming England manager Thomas Tuchel believes his side has a difficult draw after groups from the 2026 World Cup European qualifiers were revealed in Zurich on Friday. The German coach believes that the gap between the smaller nations and the bigger nations is closing as he aims to lead England to a first World Cup title since 19... For you, and right now, let me return you back to Michelle.
Thank you, Elijah. And that sporty note brings us to a close in NTV at 1. For more information, log on to our website at www.ntv.africa/Kenya for more information. My name is Michelle Ngele Odhiambo. Many thanks for watching this afternoon. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Good afternoon.
This is NTV.
This week on Twende, we are going east. CO Eastlands, far east. Hey. To Malaysia, to make new friends. After daring at home, tumeamua hata sisi tunaweza enda abroad. We will explore caves, climb a mountain without breaking a sweat, explore the cities, sample local food. Yeah. I also get to teach the locals a new dance style.
Just a payslip. Get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
The US increased its rates. We stayed. So the shilling depreciated. Then came 2022. We started hiking rates. Remember, we moved from 108 to the dollar to a peak of 160. So looking into 2025, we still expect to see some good returns coming out of the fixed income market, but we also have to start positioning ourselves for, say, more riskier investments. Interest rates basically define how investments give returns. As interest rates move up, current investments fetch higher returns, but previously made investments kind of lose.
Tumejaribu baking, who's our beauty product, deliveries. Imebaki tu kwa supply watenda sasa. Achi.
Nataka kujibisha tena.
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt.
Get Showmax Premier League Mobile plus 3 gigs of data for only 450 shillings. Just dial *544*37#. Only with Showmax and Safaricom. T's and C's apply.
Do you want to see the glory of God? Hallelujah. You see, a time comes when you get fed up of the things that you are experiencing and you want to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You want to see more and more and more. And when that time comes, then you wake up and say, God, what can I do? And then he gives you his revelation. And his revelation is here.
Just a payslip. Get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
As we get ready to welcome the new year, I invite you to Siaya County for an unforgettable cultural and sporting experience.
This helps to enrich the culture, to see that people can live in different communities, but they still share the same culture.
This December, join us for the Piny Luo and Migwena Cultural Festival, a celebration of the Luo people's timeless traditions. From December 30th to 2nd January, immerse yourself in the music, dance and stories that make our culture unique. And the celebration doesn't stop there. On January 2nd, 2025, we proudly unveil Siaya County's new stadium with an exciting showcase match between Gor Mahia and Kitara FC from Uganda. Be part of this historic moment.
Karibuni Siaya. Come celebrate with us and witness history in the making.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
'Tis a season to be jolly. La 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 la. It is so good to see you. This is Health Diary and Kisii Bomba.
Yay! And we're bringing you a very special episode during this festive season, and it's all about alternative healthy meals that you can have during the Christmas season, because most of us tend to overindulge and then we flock the gym.
I know, after in January.
Yeah. So we're telling you today, and we're teaching you, and Claire, I mean, as good as she is in the kitchen, she will also be showing us how we can make these meals that we'll be talking about right here on Health Diary X
Kisii Bomba. Yes. Let's jump into the pneumatic kitchen and find out who's joining us and what we'll be making on this episode. Now, as mentioned earlier, Health Diaries has been able to bring in a very special guest. Let's get to meet her. Nancy, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I like this.
Oh, beautiful. It's
right?
Christmas now.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, should we say happy holidays?
Happy holidays.
Right?
Yes.
So Nancy Kimole is a nutritionist and public health specialist. So meaning we have the right person to help us today with the conversation, because we're talking about healthy meals during the festive season. Sure. And Claire, if you are like me, during the festive season, we indulge.
Properly indulge.
Like no care in the world.
Yeah.
It's like our cheat month.
Exactly.
We get to eat whatever we want to eat, because we know January all of us will flock the gym anyways. But that should not be the case. That should definitely
will it not be the case?
I really hope by the end of this show, I really hope that would have changed our minds.
Okay.
And that's why we have Nancy here. So Nancy, thank you for making the time. I can see you have your own.
Yes.
What is it?
Wow.
What do we have?
We have a nice plate here.
Okay.
This shows that we're supposed to be feeding a balanced, diversified diet.
Okay.
That everyone should be embracing now.
All right.
It's Christmas, yes, but we also have to eat well. A balanced, healthy meal.
Yeah.
Because there's no activity which can beat a bad diet.
Yes. No activity can beat a bad diet.
Yes,
so when we talk about nutrition, right? Some people would say it is relative. All right. What I think is nutritious, some other people might say maybe not. All right. Or how I view nutrition as a whole might be different from everybody else. So just help us really understand when we talk about nutrition and healthy eating and healthy diet and healthy behavior, because there's also that aspect of behavior in it, right?
Yes.
What is it from your perspective as a specialist?
Okay, thank you so much. When we say nutrition, we talk about everyone is different. First, I have to admit that. Nutrition is not something cast on stone where I'm supposed to feel like this. Everyone is so different, like I said. Like if you look at me, the internal parameters we normally recommend when talking about nutrition too. Maybe I have an underlying condition. So my nutrition is going to be different. Maybe I'm diabetic. I'm healthy today. So basically, your nutrition is going to be different from mine. So basically what you're saying is, in nutrition, follow the guidelines you normally say. And the guidelines are like this. You eat in a diversified manner. You stagger your diet, your intake, meaning that when you wake up in the morning, like today, there's breakfast, there's mid-morning snack, there's lunch break, there's 4 o'clock, sakumi, then this evening.
Yes.
Now, when you stagger that, you're eating your calories in moderation. Now, that's all about nutrition, actually. The choice of food is very important. Just don't eat anything. There are cheat days, I can say so, but not every day. So most of the time, if you can hack like 80% of the good diet, you're good to go. The good combination, the good diversified diet. According to what I was talking about here, if you look at this, we normally say that, we'll discuss that later, that a diabetic diet is a healthy living diet. Now, if you look at my plate, we normally say it's half vegetables, quarter protein, and quarter starches. Now, that's healthy living for everybody.
All right,
now,
that's like standard. All right.
That's where you get all the nutrients, and that's all about nutrition, healthy living, and healthy eating all along the way as you stagger your calorie intake.
I'm happy that you mentioned that, because again, even in school, and there's so much information out there about what we're supposed to eat and the portions as well, but we still don't do it. So what is it? Is it like we are the problem, or is it the availability of those foods and all those things that still we find ourselves, in the hoods?
But you're trying, isn't it?
We're trying.
You're trying.
We're trying.
Actually, we don't victimize. We normally say a long journey starts with one step.
True.
So start, like for example, if I thought in the morning you eat like sausages, tomorrow try and eat like sweet potatoes. Keep improving day by day, because Rome was not built in one day.
True.
So basically, a block by block, day by day.
All right.
So assuming if I thought you can hack like 50% of your diet in a day, the healthy options, you'll be much okay. When you go moving step by step, you incorporate also activity in it. Normally say you should have like 3 days in a week for activity. Minimum, I would say so, like 30 minutes. For those who are in the office like you guys, I want to believe so. Now, everyone is so different also, because if at all I'm in construction, my diet is going to be different because of the energy I'm using, the muscle mass and all that stuff. But now, that's what we normally say when you want to know how to eat as an individual, you visit her and I take you through on how you're supposed to do this, step by step.
It's not like one fits all, right?
True.
I really like that.
Correct.
We were also talking about metabolism before we came on set, and said one of our producers, Ruth, how she can eat and eat and eat, and she's still the same. And there's somebody else who eats. No, someone actually made a joke and said you even just the smell of fries and you balloon, right? So can we talk about that, so that even as we go into the holidays, we're mindful, of metabolism and that how then that affects, our, I would say, nutritional value or contents that we take from food.
Yes, exactly. Many things normally affect food conversion.
All right.
I want to be now the metabolism, the thyroid function. I would say this. I mentioned earlier that if at all you want to know how your internal parameters are working, we do baseline checks actually and get to know this now is metabolism, Claire's metabolism, great. Then from then I will advise you and guide you on how your metabolism, how your breakdown of food and conversion is like. If at all you're sedentary, if at all you're active, now we guide you accordingly, right? Because, for example, you can eat and convert very fast. Maybe your thyroid function is working very well, very fast, that is. Maybe you're active, you're burning very fast, so you're not storing so much. That's why we normally say moderation is king. So when you start consuming, like for office guys, you normally say there's a formula which can be embraced by everybody. I want to show you something which is very easy for everybody.
Let's see.
Now, for example,
I see you're already holding this pump. I'm ready.
I'll show you.
Please tell me this is me.
Now, Claire, this should be a starch, for example.
My starch.
Yeah, in a layman's, that should be your starch. Then there's palm size. Internal palm, the palm. This palm, right?
Oh, here.
Now, this should be your protein piece thickness. For example, if you're grilling chicken or something, this should be the portion, right?
I'm sorry, what? This amount of food and nyama.
Like 1 drumstick, if at all more or less, you can estimate it. This thickness.
So we can all say that we have successfully failed at good nutrition.
Try.
But we're learning. It's okay. We're learning. Okay. So this size, and then this is a thickness.
This is a thickness. Assuming you're doing fish fillet or a beef,
chicken strips, and
but That's how you should estimate it in a way. It guides you.
Okay.
Very easy to estimate, right?
So this side.
Then the rest now should be vegetables.
Okay.
Now.
So that's
The rest is like that rest. 2 pounds.
Yes.
That's the rest, isn't it?
It's the rest now.
This is
you
the
can
rest, guys.
keep, provided it's not starchy vegetables.
Yeah.
Not so greasy. Not greasy.
What is that starchy vegetables? Do you know what I read? That normal skuma, right? It's actually more of carbohydrates.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, so when we eat skuma and ugali, like we're eating carbohydrates and carbohydrates. I don't know whether...
Interesting.
Was it a lie? Was it...
This is what we normally say.
Yeah.
Any vegetable you overcook becomes starch. So basically, there's a way you're supposed to prepare vegetables.
Okay.
You stir fry vegetables.
Okay.
So you make sure that you retain the nutrients, the vitamin C, then sip into the soup, the water. Sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, you stir fry. The starchy vegetables are like potatoes, overcooked carrots. What is normally eaten as vegetables?
Broccoli.
Overcooked. Actually, overcooked. Don't ever overcook your vegetables. I normally say that you must have a good sauce for your vegetables. This is Nairobi. Have a good sauce for your vegetables. Where they're coming from. Like now, stir fry your vegetables with a lot of onions. Now that's how you get good nutritionist.
Wow. I'm challenged because now I'm rethinking some of the meals. I do know you had sent us a list of some of the nutritional plans that you have for people. And we did pick out quite a couple of them. And one of them is what we're going to be making today. And now I'm rethinking that because I'm like, do we have... Let me see the size of what we're making today. I don't know. Now,
let's see.
Health Diaries and Shibomba has come together, meaning not only are we getting the facts from what is healthy, thank you so much.
Yes.
But also we're gonna get to cook and enjoy some meals so that you can be able to prepare these meals at home as well. Right? Now you do offer your services. Please let our viewers know where you offer them.
All right. Thank you so much. We are Health Basics International. We have a branch in Ruaraka and another satellite center at Steamer Plaza.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're on appointment. You can book us anytime at your service.
January, when we're rethinking our life goals and nutrition.
New Year resolutions.
This is the person to look for.
Okay.
Anytime.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I'm going to ask you because we're getting into the kitchen to please wash your hands right there.
Thank you so much.
So today what we're going to be making is a French toast. I mean, avocado toast, but with a twist. And when I say a twist, we're basically not going to add flavor to it so that it's not just a bland sandwich, okay? What we have here is I'll go through the ingredients. We've got some butter, some tomatoes, some sun-dried tomatoes, some ketchup, salt, black pepper, and garlic, brown whole wheat bread, because we said we're doing healthy, right? We've got some pesto, which is basil pesto, some eggs, some mozzarella cheese, oil, and avocados. Okay?
Everybody's best friend. Almost. Everybody's best friend. Yeah.
I have somebody who actually hates on avocado.
Really? It's a good cancel then. We'll cancel. God.
It's a good fat, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Really nice, very rich in antioxidants.
Right?
Yes, very healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then Claire mentioned brown wholemeal bread, right? But most of the time we people say brown bread. We to brown bread. So can we just talk about like the difference between wholemeal, brown, quote unquote, and then the processed?
Now, if you look at our bread today, it has specks of wheat on it.
Okay.
It's milled together. The outer core is not removed.
Okay.
So that's not refined. So that's whole grain bread.
Okay.
Now, when you're buying your bread, there are two things you need to consider. Check whether there are those specks of wheat or it's just color. There are those who just color the bread.
True.
So omit the colored one, go for the one with specks of wheat on it. That one is refined. It has nothing, actually just sugar. You're eating sugar, consuming a lot of sugar, and refined starch. Now that now leads to adding so much weight, and also it's a precursor for diabetes. Actually, if at all you continue eating like that. So check where you get your bread from and check the quality. Read the label, ingredients, very important.
All right. But why should we then consume wholemeal instead of the processed? Because the processed, the white one, right?
Yeah. White is tempting, it's sweet for most because of sugar. Sugar. We call it empty calorie because the only thing you get is raising your blood sugar when you consume that wheat bread because it's refined. Now, thing is, when you consume whole grain bread, because of the specks of wheat, it slows down the metabolism, the digestion. It checks your sugar release if at all.
Okay.
That's okay?
Yes.
It checks your sugar release from the bread. So it then spikes your sugar levels up. Then it then deposits right away when you consume it into sugar and store.
Okay.
You realize that if at all you continue eating white bread, because it's more refined, you have a lot of sugars in it. So it deposits and spikes your sugar levels up. The more you continue becoming bigger and bigger. That's why we call it empty calorie. Just deposit and store. And convert into fat for storage. So it's not healthy at all. I recommend a whole grain bread.
I like that. Claire has something for you.
Yes, and April, you can either put it halfway or full. It's up to you. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And what we have here is our pan is getting nice and
Let me
hot.
have it full.
Okay. Let me help. All right, sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right, now I'll jump into a question that I saw as well when it comes to spiking your sugars and that being a very important thing. But first, let's just toast our bread before anything else. Now, what I've got here is I've got some of the oil from the pesto. Like I said, what I guess for me is a big thing when it comes to cooking is flavor. And you can get flavor from anything.
Yeah.
So we have our pesto oil, which is gonna go there, and we're gonna put a knob of butter. Just make sure that we spread that evenly on the pan. And the reason I added the oil is so our butter does not burn. And we're just gonna spread that out. Now what we've done here is we had added some ketchup on our bread, straight on there, and we're gonna toast the other side. And you had mentioned that you do want some cheese on there. You said we can use a slice.
Yeah, just a slice.
Just a slice only. So we can't use more than that.
Yes.
No?
All
We can't even have 3 slices.
No, that's too much.
3 slices is too much.
So
basically,
I love cheese.
Yeah, so do I.
Gooey and the more cheese, the better. That is my mantra. But it's okay. In this case,
moderation is
key. Okay.
We're learning. Portion distortion.
Portion control.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now we're gonna let that go, and we're gonna cover it just so that the cheese can melt slightly. And as it melts, then also the bread will toast at the bottom.
Okay.
But the question before we go on a break, I saw this thing where Asian parents freeze their rice in order to reduce the starch content in it. So once when you cook your rice, you freeze it, you take it out, you microwave it. Is that a myth or is that actually something that happens?
Well, that's a myth.
It's a myth.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't spike your sugar. It doesn't reduce the starch content in it.
That's subject to research, I would say so.
Yeah.
But essentially, white rice is white rice.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you freeze it and defrost it.
What if you wash it like 10 times? Because that is what I've read as well. Like the more you wash it until the water is like clear.
Clear.
It means the
you
starch
get
has
rid of
reduced.
starches. It is, but it's still white rice. That's what I normally say.
Yeah.
When you're consuming that rice, ensure it's also diversified plate.
Okay.
There's rice, there are vegetables and proteins to balance your food.
Okay.
So actually, we prefer brown rice. Though most of us guys don't like brown rice, but it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's full. The outer cover is still there, so you get all the nutrients, the fiber for your digestion.
All right.
Very important.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. All right. I like the fact that you're emphasizing, listen, white rice is white rice. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we go on a break? And then when we come back, because we're not just making breakfast, we'll also show you a meal. So that could be either for lunch or for dinner.
Absolutely.
We'll show you that as well. The healthier alternative. Like we said, Christmas does not mean it is your day to do whatever you want to do. Okay? No, you also need to be mindful about your health. All right? And these are very special episodes where we have Fishy Bomber and Health Diary mashing up to give you all the healthy tips that you need to have this holiday season. So we'll see you after the short break.
Tumejaribu baking, kuuza beauty product, deliveries. Imebaki tu kuwa supply watenda sasa. Achi.
Mnataka kujaibisha tena?
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt. Karibuni Club Zero.
Carefully read the food label before consuming your products. The balanced recipe with reduced salt and zero added sugar is good for you and your family.
So today I've come with 3 recipes, all involving kuku.
This week on Pishi Bomba, we're bringing you festival flavors using Kikoman soy sauce.
We'll do 3 things. The first thing is the Kikoman kuku stew. Okay. The second one is the one pot kuku. Okay. And rice. And then the third one is the Kikoman glazed kuku.
Oh, look at that color. We're making some delicious dishes. You don't want to miss this episode on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. with me, Claire Karatu. It's amazing.
Not on one occasion that I will just wear something and then you get a couple of compliments. Oh, in a kapoa, it's nice.
What would you say is the ideal gentleman standard?
Someone who's not afraid to look good.
Just a payslip. Get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
Welcome back to this episode of Health Diaries in collaboration with Pishi Bomba. We have a special guest on set today who is Nancy. Yay. Now, if you're just joining us, then you have missed some very detailed information about health and nutrition.
Yes.
That Winnie was keen on making sure she gets most of that information out. But also, we've just started on the meals that we'll be making today.
Yes.
You can be able to catch up on the episode on ntvkenya.co.ke just to see some of the things that we've been able to discuss so far. Now we have our bread, whole wheat bread that we've basically put some ketchup, which Winnie asked a very important question, is ketchup really healthy? Nancy, you can be the one to answer that for us.
Nice. Ketchup,
Yes.
very nice, very tasty.
Yes.
But now we normally say, back again, moderation is the key.
Okay.
There's a lot of sugar, so we won't recommend it daily.
Okay.
So alternate days, maybe once in a while, like twice a week, you can do that, but not every time you're doing a sandwich.
All right, now we can jump back straight to the food.
Yes.
Here, guys, ketchup, moderation.
Moderation.
All right, now what we did is because we put the ketchup on our toast and we toasted it with some butter and some of this basil, what is it called? Pesto
Herbs.
oil.
Yes.
And we put some butter as well. We're showing you an option to toast your bread because not everybody has a toaster at home.
True.
So you can just place some butter on there, or even without butter or anything, just toast your bread. Then once it's hardened and crusted, you can just add your butter on there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now what we have here is we have our toasted. We did a healthy option without ketchup, so that you can be able to see just how it comes out. And we don't want to get it too toasted because we'll be putting it back. So what I'll do is I will take out Winnie. You're the one who's going to help us with the eggs.
Okay. Wow. Let me wash my hands.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Now, eggs is a very good option when it comes to protein. Sometimes I've heard my mom tell me, "Usikule mayai sana. Your cholesterol, your egg yolk. You're too much cholesterol," and I can have eggs daily.
Yes.
Now, is it important to note the way in which you prepare your eggs? Poached, fried, boiled, and which is the best option and the best way to have that?
Beautiful. We normally say you can choose different ways to prepare the egg.
Okay.
You can scramble the eggs. You can also choose boiling.
Yes.
The less the fat, the better.
Okay.
You can choose fried egg, omelette. But now don't go, the less the omelette, the better actually.
Okay.
Like for example, you can do more of the boiled as opposed to the omelette, to the fried
eggs.
Yes,
Okay.
eggs are very healthy.
Yes.
They have good compounds. The yolk is very good also. So don't omit it from your diet. We normally say 3 to 5 eggs in a week. You are healthy, you're okay.
Really?
But choose the way you're
Oh, not in a day?
not in a day. Not in a day.
Not
3
in a
to 5 eggs in a week.
There's some people who would do 4 or 5 in one sitting, but remove the yolk.
Okay.
Egg whites only.
Yeah.
Egg whites
So
only.
is that like a healthier version? And Claire, what do you want me to do?
Yes, please, just as is, just fry it as is. We'll just get one for each sandwich. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
And just season with a little bit of salt.
Yes.
Now, how I measure the salt is I make sure that I put just a pinch right over
that's
that,
good.
and that's good enough. That's okay.
That's very
yes.
good. That's very good.
You want me to do like all 3?
No, just one more
Just
on
one.
the other side.
Yes.
On the
That's
other
black
side.
pepper to make it tasty.
Yes.
Yes. So
That's
Nancy,
beautiful.
Yes. The egg whites.
Egg, what is opposed to egg yolk?
Yeah.
When you omit egg yolk, you're missing a lot of nutrients.
Yeah.
For the compounds you call choline, the egg yolk, which are very good for the heart too.
Okay.
So basically, I normally say, unless you're a gym person, you take 3 or 4 eggs in one sitting, bodybuilding or something, we don't recommend it.
Okay.
But ensure you take the whole egg.
Okay.
I would recommend the whole egg.
Do not
Don't. Yes.
Okay.
You're missing on the egg yolk.
All right, now ladies, Winnie and Nancy, do you like your eggs well done or medium rare?
I'm usually like on the riskier side.
Okay.
So it depends. So there's some days I'm like well done, and some days I'm like a little runny is not too bad. But today, please, well done.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's well done.
Well done.
Now this is a perfect medium. Rare. You can just take it out immediately and then serve that. But most people like it well done, so I'll just give it a flip.
Okay.
Just make sure we cook that egg yolk through. Okay.
Yes.
All right. But I'm usually conflicted. So is it not just healthy, but is it okay
Now,
to eat it like this?
2 things here.
Okay.
One, when you know where you're getting your eggs from and the freshness, you can do it half done.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes eggs usually have some salmonella, which is very risky.
Yeah.
For eggs so long on the shelves, very dangerous. So I would prefer, if I told you you're not getting it from your own chicken or something, or you know the sauce, can do it medium. But if you don't know, better cook it.
Okay, well done. Okay.
Well done.
And then the different types, because so what I've done so far, as far as nutrition is concerned, it's not just what you consume, but it's also how you prepare your food, and also pairing of the food. Because where I come from, my mom's side can't as you put milk in. And the nutritionist said no, that is not good, because then when it comes to absorption and trust is the whole lot, it's not right. So maybe take us through that. So today we're doing avocado toast.
Yes. We'll go ahead and place one on each sandwich, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll have work for you as well in just a bit. Just place one there on top of the cheese.
I'm following very well.
Perfect.
It's fun.
All right, and then yes, please, right there. Thank you. And then the last one, please. Just put the last one.
Now, when you combine, especially vegetables with milk, you bind the iron. You won't be absorbing the iron from your vegetables, so you separate it. Same case applies to when you're preparing porridge for children. It's holiday season. Don't add your cereals with milk. Don't add milk into your porridge, because it binds the nutrients and the calcium. Yes, you separate it. So it's not advisable.
I'm going to add some tomatoes. You just want to fry just one side of it.
Yes.
Literally for 30 seconds maximum. A little bit of salt. Like I said, flavor is important when it comes to that. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper as well. And then Winnie, I'm going to ask you to give that a quick flip for us, please.
Oh, that's looking nice.
Literally just a few seconds. You don't want to overcook them. You just want them to get just a little bit of heat on them as well. Yes.
Why is that though? Because I've seen a lot of people do that. I've never understood. For me, tomatoes are just tomatoes.
Okay. I know, right? The reason you don't want one is because of the texture, and then also you want to you want to remain with the nutrients.
Yes, exactly.
So you don't want to that's perfectly fine. You don't want to overcook it, just leave it crunchy, and then straight on our sandwich it goes.
You get more nutrients from cooked tomatoes as opposed to the
really? Just eating it raw? Oh wow.
So most of the time the best is a cooked version of it.
Oh.
That looks really good, Claire.
So really, so far, not yet. But we'll come now. This is where I may need your help. What I need you to do is just to apply just a little bit of pesto right on each slice. Just a small amount, just straight on the bread. And then you can just, and you can just give it a rub. You can give it a rub even, you can get a little bit more on there as well. And then Winnie, I'm going to ask you to lightly tear our sun-dried tomatoes. No, we don't want too much because some people don't like the taste of the sun-dried tomatoes. So just a few strips just randomly on our bread, on our eggs. Now, like I said, this is just mainly for flavor. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to make a boring toast and, so
Christmas.
Exactly. We can just have a little bit of fun. That's perfectly fine.
That's sufficient?
That's perfectly fine. Okay. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is get now as little or as much avocado as you'd like on your sandwich, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Have it.
The more the better.
There you go.
Claire's
Thank you.
garlic.
I know. I know. Speaking of garlic, there's actually garlic here that I will show you what we're going to do with. Yeah?
You know, I was about to ask you, Claire, today to Joeka garlic, what happened?
We are just about to, so trust me, I have not forgotten. Now, Winnie had asked if we're going to get any garlic in there, and I said, obviously we will. We cannot go without garlic, so what we're going to do is just lightly clean our pan, and then we're going to add some butter and some of the garlic in there as well. And what we'll do is we're basically flavoring our butter with garlic, and then we'll finish it off. We'll finish a sandwich off on the pan just to heat up the cheese again, and we get to tasting it.
Yay! Nice.
Yes, the best part. All right, now we've got our flavored garlic butter, and what I'm going to ask you to do is now to just lightly toast this straight on there. Should I help you putting it on there? Let me just make sure our condiments are not falling. And what that does is it adds to the flavor yet again, because we flavored our butter. I know our nutritionist is looking at us now. She's like, Claire, more butter, more butter. But isn't butter the healthier option when it comes to cooking?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It is. Tasty also.
Yes.
Yeah. But
moderation.
But again, like you said when we started the show, that again, you don't have to do this every single day.
Not
so
every
maybe you
day.
do this today, and then tomorrow like some gouaches, and then the next day ndumas and all those things, which is really, really fantastic. Yes, to githeri, and I'm happy that you mentioned that, because I like githeri, especially in the morning with like the really you've got fried with just mafuta and onions.
Very
it's
nice
the
and
best.
tasty.
Right?
Nice for the morning.
Yeah.
For breakfast, that is.
And
very
then that
nice.
with green tea.
With green tea. Or hibiscus tea.
Okay. Now, we were asked a question, I guess, because of the fact that we're using sun-dried tomatoes.
Yes.
The difference between sun-dried tomatoes and regular tomatoes is that this has basically been dried with a little bit of spices and preserved in oil.
Yes.
Now, you can either do this in the oven or use the sun. Just to dry them for a couple of days, yes.
Okay.
But nutritional wise, please tell us about this in comparison to our regular tomatoes.
One thing is when you dry the tomatoes, you increase the shelf life. That's given. And also you preserve the nutrients.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so these are good, right?
Yeah, good.
Make me happier because the way I eat these on a regular.
It's a good alternative.
Yeah.
Very nice snack.
Yes.
Okay. Good to go.
Okay.
Keep at it.
Our sandwiches are pretty much ready, which I want you guys to be able to taste them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But one finishing touch that I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this one more time just to make sure we get the brown on the other side as well.
Yeah.
And I'm going to warm it in the microwave just to make sure that our cheese has fully melted. Okay, just to make sure our cheese is fully melted.
Yeah.
Now that's the crust you're looking for. You look for that crispiness, like I said, and of course now you have that flavored garlic butter on there as well.
Yeah.
And I do know Nancy said garlic is good for us.
Yes, good for the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the avocado, but next time we won't burn the avocado because it loses nutrients when you pass it through heat.
Oh, when you pass it through heat. So we don't want to do that. Okay, you know what? Then we won't pass it through the microwave. We'll just leave it as is. If the cheese is melted as much as it's melted, then that's fine. It's sufficient enough. Perfect.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we keep, because we're all about nutrition today.
Yes,
Health Diary is in the house, okay? Yes, they are watching. So we're going to keep it as is to make sure we have some of those nutrients in there. And this is the best part where they'll get to taste it. So we're just going to clear up this space that we have here. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come in with our second meal of this episode. Yeah? So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joy.
So the son was given by God, but the child was born as a human being, God becoming man and dwelling among us. I would want you to think about that. That makes the Christmas message good news, because God has come to dwell among us.
In excelsis
Just a payslip. Get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
Nataka kila mtu ajue mimi ni demu yako.
I don't care what you think about this. But wachana na Debbie. Usipozingatia kilichokuleta ndani ya hii nyumba, utakuja kujuta katika maisha yako yote.
Afadhali mimi sifichi kucha zangu.
Tumejaribu baking, kuuza beauty product, deliveries. Imebaki tu kwa supply watenda sasa. Achi.
Nataka kujaibisha tena.
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt.
For fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, and muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain and ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain.
Skia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, hebu kama taka juicy juni.
All right, welcome back. This is a very special episode today. That is Health Diary and Pishi Bomba. We're bringing you a very important, I want to say conversation discussion show. And it's all about healthy alternatives during the festive season. And today we've made avocado toast. Yes. In a different way that I've never seen. Okay? Again, Claire is here. So yeah, you know where Claire is. Yeah, and we're about to taste best parts of preparing this meal. So Claire, what is it that you look forward to the most?
Other
from
than
us,
from
when
you?
we taste?
Yes.
I think just honesty. Because you can't like everything. So it's just honesty.
Yeah.
And then basically for me, like I told you, I eat with my mind first. So it's for you to decide, even you, the viewers, what you can incorporate from your own flavor palette into the meal that we've created, right? Which you can catch up on every single meal on ntvkenya.co.ke. And of course, our WhatsApp number is at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to learn something, or if you'd like to be on Health Diaries, just let us know on the WhatsApp number at the bottom of the screen.
Absolutely.
Like Winnie said, we are eating. So please go ahead and try this. As we taste that, we are up for a treat because we'll be making some chicken after, right?
Yes. Okay.
I want to know if you feel the flavor.
Ooh, look at that.
Nice.
Is it?
That looks really good.
Crunchy.
Yes.
Very tasty.
May I join you? Let me just make sure that the flavors are there.
Tart. The tomatoes. Like it?
Is it good? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Do you like it?
Yeah,
like
the crunch.
Oh, this is really good.
Thank you. And easy, right?
Yeah.
But what's the most important thing? Full of flavor. Because you get a little bit of the sweetness, you get a little bit of the salty, a little bit of the creamy from the avocado, the crunch, which is the texture from the bread.
And very nutritious too.
Nutritious is balanced.
Because you have a protein,
starches, oils.
good fat.
Yes, good fat. Yes.
We did it. This is good.
All right, now we're gonna clear up this sandwich and bring in our next ingredients, which we'll be making some chicken. Can you hear the sounds that are coming out from there? You can be having that in your very own home if you just make this. We'll be back with the chicken. All right, now we've cleared our sandwiches, basically eaten our sandwiches. Yes. Devoured. So we're gonna do this chicken real quick, okay?
Yeah.
And the first thing I'd like you to do, please, is to season our chicken. Winnie, I'll give you the black pepper. I know, right?
Yeah, true.
I know.
Okay.
From far. It's
our hands are clean.
Yes,
wash our hands.
Promise.
So I'll flip it for you because
Yes,
I guess I'll be the one handling the chicken.
Yes.
And season the other side as well.
Okay.
So don't be shy, just go in with it because keep going. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that your chicken is full of flavor.
Clearly,
so
she's like
that's okay.
But
And
black pepper is good, like helps with like absorption.
Yes, especially turmeric.
Okay.
The compound turmeric. You should combine the two when you're eating.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead and add some black pepper as well.
More black pepper.
How much? Because I can do.
That's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine.
All right.
So basically, that's just the seasoning just for the top. I do want to make sure that we have it very well seasoned through. You don't want to cut your chicken and then it's just flat, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now we have some ingredients in front of us that we've added to this meal.
Yeah.
We've got our potatoes, which were chips that we're gonna make a healthy style.
And the kawaida, the ones that we like.
Winnie's idea, yes. The deep fried ones. We've got some fresh herbs, some fresh rosemary, some dried parsley. We've got some coriander, garlic powder, fresh garlic, Spanish paprika, some honey, some butter, and some lemon.
Beautiful.
Black pepper.
And salt. Now, I've handled the chicken, so I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and add some butter.
How much?
A lot of butter.
Okay. Is that okay?
This is a little bit more. Please.
Okay.
Actually, a lot more.
A lot more.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
It is okay. It is once in a while.
Yeah.
So yes, don't make it a norm, a habit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Every day. Yeah.
Once in a while, treat yourself.
Okay. And I like that because you're not too strict in terms of no, absolutely not. Sometimes you're allowed to enjoy, right? Yeah, but not too much. Okay.
Yes, not too much.
But the different options. So margarine and butter. What is
butter? Is from the animals. It's not processed.
Okay.
Yes, minimally processed, I would say, but it has more nutrients compared to margarine.
Okay.
So for me, the better option would be butter as compared to margarine.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
but again,
also in moderation, I would say yes.
In moderation.
Because
moderation is the thing. Okay.
Can elevate your cholesterol levels.
Yeah.
So also moderation is key.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Can we talk about potatoes? And we had that today deliberately because this is what a lot of people use. So whether we do mashed, whether we do, cut them into and make fries out of it, or just eat them waru, you know how we do it, the full one. And that's it. Yeah. But can we talk about let's say the pause, and the cons of the same.
The pros and the cons. But before we get into that, let me just mention that I have put in my garlic, coriander, a little bit of Spanish paprika, and I'm just going to put my dried parsley in the butter as well. I'm going to finish it off with some lemon and the honey, and we're going to incorporate that into the butter.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Please tell us about the potatoes.
Yes. Yeah.
Now potatoes, the best way you can eat these potatoes is when you mash them.
Okay.
Now, when you mash potatoes, you put in vegetables inside, some oil to absorb the nutrients in it. That's the best version of it.
Okay.
Once in a while, you can have it like French fries.
Yeah.
You just fry, versatile.
Yeah.
But ensure that once you fry it, also you have vegetables when you're eating your vegetables. Your potatoes.
Because the key, like you said, is balanced.
Balanced. And the mode of preparation matters a lot. So my best version would be to mash vegetables and some oil.
Wait, mash the potatoes.
Like mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes with veggies in it.
Okay.
And some oil.
Like which ones? Which ones would you recommend?
Like we call it pumpkin leaves. Is it pumpkin leaves?
Yeah.
Like kahurura something.
Kahurura.
The best. That's the best. Then once in a while you can have it the other way.
There's different ways that you can actually
but the best
make from potatoes.
All right, ladies, I'm going to ask you to fully mix that. Please make sure that everything is well incorporated. We have our spices because what we're going to do is we're going to basically coat the chicken in that butter, stuff it right under the skin, pop it into the oven to get cooked. We'll fry our chips and we're ready to enjoy.
Yay.
So far, so good, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Why is it like the oven is more acceptable than the deep fried?
Thank you. Thank you so much. You conserve the nutrients through the oven, baking. Yes. And then also eating less fat. Yes, less oil.
Yeah.
Now, the less the oil, especially for chronic conditions, it helps you also manage your condition. Assuming you are diabetic today, and you're trying to regulate your diet, we would advise to do deep frying of food.
Okay.
Or that. We'll choose options like boiling, stewing, we'll choose stir frying, and all, as opposed to deep frying and all that stuff. So it all depends. Now, if you're too healthy today, you want to get to that condition whereby you develop non-communicable diseases. So you watch from a distance, start doing the right things early enough by moderating and checking your options of cooking. Once in a while, I would say yes, it's okay, but not the norm.
To deep fry, but not the norm.
Yes,
All
especially.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Nadi. Now, what we're going to do is lightly lift the skin of the chicken. And what you want to do is stuff that butter straight in there. Are you okay if I do this? Because it's quite handsy.
Yes.
And basically, you want to spread that butter all through your chicken by just lightly tapping or spreading it down. You'll see a big lump. So I've got a lump, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stuff it in there and then just lightly tap just to make sure that it's spread evenly. Now, those are chicken breasts, so we're going to get them on the rest of the chicken as well. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Now, butter is healthy, yes, like you said.
Butter is butter and margarine. Yes.
And so this is...
The thing is, I would recommend maybe I can ask Claire a question.
Yes.
Claire, don't know how you feel about us using a Kenyan chicken.
Okay.
The pro for this recipe.
Yes.
Maybe you have an idea.
Thank you for that question. Now, for this, the broiler would be best because for the kienyeji chicken, you'll have to boil it for quite some time first so that you can get nice and tender. But in the case that you're grilling it after, then you can't just simply apply this on the chicken, on the kienyeji chicken after boiling.
After boiling,
just on top. After boiling it.
All right.
Now it's quite messy, but worry not. The butter will melt eventually in there. And what we're going to do, it's going to be full of flavor and moist as well, because you're not going to dry out the chicken in the oven because this butter will just do it for you.
And remember, we were talking about chicken skin.
Yes.
And some of us, chicken skin, some people love it. And you were talking about fats. Is it like the good fats of the chicken? Yeah. Do you want to just take us through that?
Thank you. The chicken skin is laden with fat. Actually,
sorry.
Always recommend remove the outer skin. Yes, rich in cholesterol actually. I would recommend for someone who's watching their weight, also watching their health, to do away with the chicken skin.
Do away.
Especially for this broiler, because so much fat, if you look at it, has a lot of fat.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So the more you ingest it, the more also it will affect your parameters. Inside.
All right. Now what I'm doing, because we forgot to put our honey in the butter, is I'm just going to drizzle. It's okay. It's fine. We're just going to drizzle just a bit of it because you want it to balance the flavors that you've incorporated in there. So just very, very little of it.
Straight
on the
that we talked about.
Exactly.
You know, I was about to ask you, Claire, where's your sugar?
I know, right? How can I forget? Can I please ask you to drizzle just some for me over here on top?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Just right on top.
Claire,
just a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. That's enough.
Okay. That's sufficient.
All right.
Just a little bit to make sure that it balances the flavors that we've incorporated in that chicken. I'll add just a little bit more salt.
All right. It's okay. For flavor.
I'm looking at her while I am putting in more salt.
Yeah.
And
you do this overnight?
Yes, right? Absolutely. But although, because of the fact that it's fat-based, it doesn't really penetrate as a normal marinade would. But if you there's a process where you vacuum seal it in, then that would make sense, and then put it like in some hot water. But this really won't do, overnight really won't do much.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, in my opinion.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place our lemons straight on there. We're going to place some herbs, which is our rosemary. And then we're going to bring in We want our skin top side right on there, just to make sure that it continues to, the lemon will leave the moisture inside. We're gonna make sure we have that butter right on top, which will melt as it cooks. And then what we're gonna do is, I know my hands are so messy, is we're gonna toss in some of those potatoes. Like we said, we're doing half and half, right?
Yes.
Toss in some of those potatoes straight over that. Now, the fun thing about these potatoes is as the butter melts, it will coat the bottom of that. Exactly. And the flavor will get onto our potatoes as well. However, just want to season it just ever so slightly with our salt, just to make sure that everything is seasoned perfectly.
No, but the good thing is, Nancy says it's okay in moderation. And then we're not taking that raw salt, right?
Yes.
So this is me trying to
still cooked.
You know, as chefs, we try to get as much flavoring as possible, so that you don't see people reaching out for the salt
extra
and pepper.
shakers on the table.
You want to serve food that's seasoned well enough. You know what I mean?
True. Yes.
I get you.
Which is a good case.
Oh,
that's where we're coming from.
Right. All right, now Winnie, I'm gonna ask you to please drop drop that into our fryer. We're gonna let that fry up. We're gonna pop this into the oven at 180 degrees, just to make sure that it cooks through as we clear up here, and then you will see the final result.
Okay.
Nancy, our chicken is finally ready. I am just going to carve some so that you can be able to carve. I just want to get that whole rosemary out. And the onions, the lemon at the bottom. I hope it tastes just as good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice.
All right, which pieces do you like?
The drumstick?
Drumstick?
Oh, you're a drum. Okay.
Chicken thighs? You name it.
Yes, sorry. Thigh and breast. Well, that's good, but hey.
Thigh and breast. I can cut you some breast. That's absolutely fine. I just want to make sure that it's cooked through and it looks just as much.
And mentioning the breast, I just remember the size of the...
Why we're supposed to get that much? I've put for you way more.
Equivalent to a drumstick.
A drumstick is nice, right?
Yes.
Like you can just do like one. If you do two, that's too much.
Yeah,
I can cut for you some chicken breast.
Wow.
You can stagger it maybe as a snack later in the day.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So essentially just have one piece.
A piece is sufficient.
Of chicken, that's it.
Yes.
Hey, Nancy. Anyway, but it's fine. Like we said, we want to change our mindset and our behavior as well. And even our attitude really towards food.
So, I just want to show you real quick just how juicy that chicken is, because of the fact that we layered it. We made sure we cooked it with the skin on. The chicken breast is completely cooked through. So I'm going to serve just some fries on there as well. Remember, we had the healthy options. So I'll put some of that healthy option. And then, Nancy, please grab some forks in there for yourself and for Winnie.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And you can start off with the chicken breast, or you can start off with your drumstick. It's up to you.
Either
I put very little just for tasting, and then we will be eating. When the cameras are off, we shall eat. All right, please go ahead. And it's quite hot, so be careful. Would you like me to cut that for you?
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Looks yummy.
I hope it is.
And it's really, really juicy.
It's juicy. All right. Bon appetit.
Moment of truth.
A moment of truth. Is it that good chicken?
Yummy.
Is it hot? I'm so sorry.
No, it's really good.
It's good.
It's really, really good.
And how easy was that? Right?
I will. Even Nancy is happy, yeah?
I know. She was like, the salt. Yes. The salt, is the salt too much? It's balanced.
it's really good.
And the skin, is it bad? You can do the skin, right?
I can. Yeah, I really can.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want you to do like some bit of fries.
Yes, please try the fries.
This is like the oven.
The oven baked, and then it's a bit crunchy because it needed to cook through as the chicken was cooking through.
Yes.
And of course, we have the regular ones, but it's soaked in the flavor exactly, right? It's soaked in the flavor of that chicken, the marinade that we made with the butter. This is a nice, lazy way to make your fries and chicken. You just pop it into the oven and you are done. Yes.
You know what I like is the fact that all of us are actually going to the
already
That's just so nice.
That's a good thing, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because you can't even tell much of a difference. I mean, yeah, they're cold now, especially for this one.
Yeah.
But if you look at them both, I would easily go for the oven baked.
Oven baked?
Oven baked, yes.
Oven baked as well, yeah. Yours would be the fried. Nancy.
Nancy's like, let me taste and then see and then decide.
A balance of the two?
A balance of the two.
Yeah.
I know you can never be the best, right?
But this tasty and nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Once in a while, treating yourself, quite good.
And now you at home can easily make this as well in your very own kitchen, like we did here in the Pneumatic Kitchen. If you'd like to catch up on the whole episode of Healthy Diaries and Pishi Bomba, simply go to ntvkenya.co.ke. I've loved this episode.
I mean, same.
Nice.
Same. Yeah. Now that we know how to make this, I'm pretty sure most of you would want to try. So try and then send. You said there's a WhatsApp number?
Yes.
Yes. Please send those pictures because we also want to see.
Yes.
Okay. But before we end the conversation, we need to leave you with this health tip.
All right, Lady, over to you.
Let me tell you, I just want to continue eating and eating and
I
eating,
know.
but we have to end the show, unfortunately. But before we end the show, Nancy, what health tip would you want to leave us with on today's episode?
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The tip of the day would be, I've realized you don't have vegetables with us today, but ensure that you incorporate vegetables and ensure that you stir fry your vegetables. A lot of onions, assorted vegetables in different colors to balance your meal. It's the tip of the day.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah. So Claire, we say goodbye.
We say goodbye for now, and of course, a very, very Merry Christmas and enjoy the holiday season. A big thank you to Pneumatic for having us here on the show, and a big thank you to Nancy for joining us on the show as well. Please stay tuned to more Health Diaries and Pishi Bomba coming your way. Happy cooking.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's huge. It's okay. We'll put it like that. That's fine. Thanks.
Don't hide it and then you start choking. Itoe, tuambie pause. Itoe yote. Then we...
For us, best way to be to mash with vegetables. Okay.
Why? Yeah, but they have a generator, so it has to come back right now.
So,
there we go. No activity can beat a bad diet.
"15 games into the Serie A season, and the race for the Scudetto is wide open. Indeed, just 3 points separate 5 clubs, with Napoli, Inter, Fiorentina and Lazio displaying the consistency required to challenge for the title. But the team to catch in Italy is Atalanta, sitting pretty at the top of the table at this stage of the season for the first time in club history.
A payslip, get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
Tumejaribu baking, kuuza beauty product, deliveries. Imebaki tu kuwa supply watenda sasa. Achi.
Mnataka kujaibisha tena?
hakuna kitu impossible, no doubt.
Get Showmax Premier League Mobile plus 3 gigs of data for only 450 shillings. Just dial *544*37#. Only with Showmax and Safaricom. T's and C's apply.
International Women's Day 2024. Pomp, glamour, empowerment. In 2025, we are leveling up. Join us for an even bigger and unforgettable experience. Stay tuned.
This week on Twende, we are going east. CO Eastlands, far east. Hey. To Malaysia to make new friends. After daring at home, tumeamua hata sisi tunaweza enda abroad. We will explore caves, climb a mountain without breaking a sweat, explore the cities, sample local food.
Yeah.
I also get to teach the locals a new dance style.
Just a payslip. Get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
Yeah, manzi. Asante sana. Welcome back to the weekend edition. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. Show nzito sana kama kawaida. Here for the second time. Jojo Shokali is in the house. Welcome back to Kenya, man.
Thank you, Dr. Kingori. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute kabisa. Every time you're in the country, I have to.
Hey.
Utafute tuonge. Wewe una qualify kuitwa Samabani?
Well, I've been trying to run away from that name, but I think I'm one of them.
Ah.
Yes.
Why do you want to run away from being identified as a
Because Samabani does not sound like someone who is, tough.
Yes.
And you cannot wear, a gangster cannot be dancing to Macarena.
So you don't want the Samabani tag because you want to stay gangster?
Not necessarily. It's deeper than that.
Okay.
I learned from Chinua Achebe. Once you go outside the country, the diaspora is a lot of them.
Yes.
When you come back to Kenya, you don't need to be hanging around the diaspora people.
Okay. Most people are working to the president is even taking people outside. Umekuja kufanya nini?
I read somewhere that never waste a tragedy.
Never waste a tragedy?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
When it's very tragic, that is when other forces come, new things get discovered, and that's the time. That's when I
decided.
Yeah, that's when I decided to come back.
Okay.
Yes.
What are these opportunities that other people are not seeing? That even the president himself thinks that probably by exporting labor, people will get better opportunities. Uko mali watu wanaenda, wewe umetoka.
Yes.
Give us the warning.
First of all, where I sit right now, my mind, my age, my Jojo Shokari, I don't even want to work.
Oh, so you're retiring from being an American?
No, really. Well, it's in me. I got kids over there. I have 2 daughters. It's all mental. People don't want to work. Nobody want to work. People want to work with their mind. As soon as you start working physically, I mean, my grandfathers, they used to work, it's too old. Everywhere I go, people don't want to work anymore. They want to work with their mind.
Yes.
The reason I'm coming back is that internet and artificial intelligence has caught up with the system of labor. And you can be anywhere, anytime. I've been making money with an application called Remote Task. And it's not even me who is working. Kenyans are working here. I'm making money, I'm in US, and I'm paying them. Instead of being in US, I want to be here. I got some few reasons of being here. My mom is very old. She's 87 years old.
Wow.
I'm the last born. I cannot just be living in America when you know very well they even have songs that when you grow older, I helped you when you was young, so that when I grow older, you're gonna help me.
Okay.
Me staying in America is like I'm running away from my old mom. That's one of the biggest reasons that I decided to come back. And I also want to direct the young generation how to make moolah.
That's a very noble reason to come back. You also mentioned that you have 2 daughters. People I engage with, they talk of how dangerous it is to have children in America. What's the truth to that?
It's only dangerous when, I actually learned the other day in Kenya that, you know, if you're with your boys in a car and the wife or the girl of one of the boys call, everybody else need to shut up. And I ask, why? Because this is not something I've seen. Because in America, you know, you have to be free. You know, ask why this, because he's lying. He's probably lying. And that kind of shocked me. Like, I thought I knew Kenya, but I'm learning, you know, every day. I'm learning something new. To go back to your question, it's not hard. You need to open your heart. All these little things you hide, I don't want people to know this, I don't want people to know this. Actually, you need to, what do you call, you need to kwegaya in English, you know? Because I realized all this going to America on the plane, I'm here, I'm on the streets, I don't know, I'm hustling, you can die anytime. So I decided to write a book, kwegaya. Tell all my baby mamas, I don't have any problem. You are the greatest mother in the world. You know, some will light it, even my daughters. Tell them, hey, this was your dad, because you never know. So the reason people find it difficult is because these are freaking liars. They are lying. They are not true to their heart. If you are true to your heart, you will know that that thought cannot even come close to raising a child. Most of these people are the ones who are doing abortion. My mom, 87 years old, she had 8 kids, actually 10 kids. Never did abortion. I'm the last born. If my mom was doing that abortion nonsense, I would not be sitting here.
Okay. Last born and 10 kids.
Yes.
We are looking at 10 over 10. Right?
Yes, sir. Double digit.
Sour. Double digit. And then, how hard, and I think this is something interesting you mentioned in passing, how hard do you need to work to raise children in that setting?
You need to be busy. You need to be quick too. You need to be, one job is not going to be enough. But you see, people like me, I don't work no more. Last time I worked was 2013. I use my mind. When I'm coming back home and I'm looking at someone who never went outside Kenya, I have some attitude. Because I know there's a lot of things internationally that you don't even comprehend. I can give you an example of a very famous person in Kenya. He came to America not too long ago. And actually, I went to see them. It's a very controversial guy. I hanged with them for 3 days. Basically, I had to go and pick their hand up and, you know, show them America.
Why are you afraid to mention Andrew Kibe?
Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing.
Yes.
You see, I'm an artist. And I know once you hear Kibe, you know, people fear. What you see Andrew Kibe here, you fear him. That is cheerleading. Andrew Kibe was there. We had a lot of fun. I bought 2 tickets for him to go to DreamCon. This is where all the social media creators. It was in Austin, Texas. This is where Andrew Kibe was living. And we had a good time. But, you know, I could already tell, you know, he's new to America. He's a newbie. He's a rookie. You know, when we go to order food at a restaurant, you know, I live in America for a quarter of a century. So I can see his naiveness about America. But on the other side, me, I don't pride myself in putting people down. Or maybe I know something about you, the next day I'm going out with it. My comedy is not like that. My comedy is surreal.
So what you're saying is to break it down. What you're saying is Andrew Kibe is a beast in Kenya, but in America, ni Kamugunda, as in.
You see, in America, I said this the other time. I think I said it in Inoro. You have to first become nobody before you become somebody. Kibe was just there for, he's a rookie. It's a visitor. You see? So, he's not international. He's very Kenyan.
From where you sit, don't you think you don't believe everyone has a chance to be rich?
No.
Why?
Blow. Look at me. I have 5 degrees. I'm not rich. Because this thing is, in Kikuyu they say, if men can solve it, it's turned upside down. And I came to see where it's turned upside down. Me and you, okay.
You have 5 degrees.
Yes.
You're not rich.
I'm not rich.
So according to you, you will not subscribe to education as a key to success.
These times have changed. Times have changed. I have nephews and nieces. I brought them to America. They came, did nursing. Now they are nurse practitioners. They make some good money, like $150,000 a year. But to me, they are poor. I have a nephew. He's in Kahawa Wedani. He sells furniture, right? This boy is a bad boy. He never had to go to America. He sold his furniture. Right now, he has like 5 cars. He has bought a car. He has so many relationships. He has so many employees. He don't even go to work. Like, when I look at him, and I paid his education, because the mother passed away because of HIV, which was invented by the same people, Education is a game, bro. You see, the biggest problem in capitalism is something called energy.
Just 1 second. You have people earning $150,000 a year, which I believe translates to at least 2 million shillings per month, but they are not rich.
They are poor.
But you have someone in Kenya who sells furniture and you feel they are richer than them.
Bad boy.
Please.
Bad boy. You see, here's the funny thing with life. You see, when I was homeless, the little chair I was sitting at the corner, if God blesses where a homeless person sleeps, that little corner, that homeless person could be richer than someone with a mansion, $1 million mansion. I have seen them, even here. You see, I'm a comic. I get a chance of hanging out with the big dogs, and I also get a chance of going to River Road and Shumira. Kafefe, na hizi see your stories ajaba. Why is someone making $150,000 poor? Because, dog, all you're doing is working and paying for that house. A house is the cheapest, $2,500. And then a lot of other things. You were sent to America to help your people. But then you get there, the money you're making, you spending all the money. I was making $200,000, bro. At Bank of America. And I was a bad boy too, because I was also hustling on the streets at the same time. If I'm working with Bank of America and I see there is something and can hustle so that someone else comes and we make money, I'm Kenyan. I'll do that. I'll even hustle the employer who, I have that mentality because I grew up very poor.
Asante. Now that you are around, I think we can catch up to pick a story every once in a while.
Oh, definitely. And I can say thank you for this chance again.
Karibu.
Thank you for these beautiful people. I might get me away from here, you don't know. And it was wonderful sharing this calm day with you, Dr. Kingo.
Sawa.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognize real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
This New Year's Eve, get ready to cross over in style. Titillatus Church, in partnership with NTV, presents Trade Price Pop-Up Light Up 25 edition. Join us on December 31st from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. at Aga Khan Walk, Nairobi CBD. Experience electrifying performances by Guardian Angel, Alice Kimanzi, Moji Shotbaba, Jemima Thiongo, Jabidi, Ben Psycho, Shani, Muhanji, Manolo, Gavi Royo, Desito, Andrew Galelo, the Citylighters Worship Team, Arura Voices, Tune Them by Boss MOG, Timeless Noel, Mashmuana, DJ Zito on the deck, and the crossover crew DJ Son of Nations and Susan Gray. Be uplifted by the word shared by Reverend George Mashari. Entry is easy. Just download the Hailers app from Play Store or App Store and enter free. See you there.
Tumejaribu baking, kuuza beauty product, deliveries.
What?
Imebaki tu kwa supply watenda sasa. Achi.
Nataka kujaibisha tena.
Kuna kitu impossible, no doubt.
Karibuni Club Zero.
Carefully read the food label before consuming your products. The balanced recipe with reduced salt and zero added sugar is good for you and your family.
In sickness and in health, till death do us part.
I wonder how it feels to be rich. You won't even worry about where to get the money. The only problem is where you will spend it.
I need your help. It's about Sander. I can't stand him anymore.
I am the head of this family. If you do not like it, the door is wide open. You're right on time. You've always wanted to kill me, didn't you?
The crime lab supports the evidence against Frank.
Frank is innocent, Dad.
In the world of the rich, everything comes with a price.
He stole my brother. He stole my family. And families don't kill each other, okay?
Have faith in me, Dad. I will solve this case.
Widow's Wear.
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. Smart Joker has very interesting vibes about new age parenting. Yes. Last time ulikuwa kwa show ulisema hata watu wafai kukatiana. Inafaa ukiona mtu una like unasema ni wewe alafu mnaoana. Do you still?
Yes.
Watu wafai kukatiana kabisa.
Msikatiane mkisumbuana.
Watu wanafaa wafanye nini?
Mtu tu uone kitu chenye unapendezwa nacho. Ukiambie hebu nisonge. Na uulize hicho kitu. Uko na hisia kama hii yangu.
Hivyo tu.
Juu wewe ndio uite hicho kitu, uko na hisia fulani ya I need to take this particular lady, nipeleke kwa wazazi wangu, nipeleke kwa wazazi wake, tuendelee na maisha. So yeye pia inafaa umuuliza ana feel hivyo.
So so you think in your mind kukatiana ni ku waste time?
Yes, hiyo kwanza umeiweka by dating. Dating ndio nilisema watu hawafai kudate. Yes.
Na si watu wanasema unafaa kujua ule mtu before mkwenda.
Unamjua aje? Kwa nini kwa dating umeshuhudia umeenda ku MC harusi, si ndio? Wewe ume-MC harusi nyingi sana. Ni ngapi zenye uko sure hizo couples bado wanasurvive mpaka sasa?
Ni kwa sababu ya dating.
Si walidate vizuri, wakamaliza. Wakiingia kwa marriage, it was another phase. Vitu mpya. Kwa dating Kingori na maanisha tulikuwa tunapelekana kwa hoteli, tunapatana mahali poshi, tunafanya ABCD. Kwa marriage tuko kwa nyumba. Kama ni one bedroom, mimi ndio huyu. Kingori, mimi ndio huyu na kitu yangu ndio hii. Akimisbehave namuona. Nikimisbehave ananiona. Simu yangu anaitaka. Yake naitaka. Tunakorofishana. Kwa nini kwa dating hatukuwa tunajuana hivyo? Tumefika kwa marriage ndio tunajuana. So dating should be scrapped off. Alafu sisi tutokange tu kama tumefurahi tuna swim tu kwa marriage tujuane tukiendanga. In that hiyo time ya kujuana tunazaa watoto tukiendanga. Kitambo bibi ageuka aseme kai, muko na watoto 6. Akitaka kutoka anatembea, watoto wanamfuata nyuma 6. Anataka kukuhepa, anataka kwenda kwa Dr. Kingori. Dr. Kingori anaangalia nyuma yake, hao ni watoto 6. Rudi nao penye ulitoka. Hata koti itakuwa rahisi kusolve cases. Because kotini ukienda bibi amesimama hapo na mtoto mmoja ama wawili. Judge kusolve hiyo kesi ni rahisi. Lakini bibi yako ako hapo na watoto 13. Judge anaangalia hivi anasema we, this woman needs a man. Wewe rudi mukae chini kesi msolve na mzee wa mtaa. Sio kotini. Ana dissolve.
So you think, but sasa sio inaingia kwa ile notion ya ati kujaribu kuweka watu pamoja juu ya watoi, and that's unfair kwa pande ya mademu.
Ni vizuri umesema ni notion. Unajua notion ni kitu tu. Notion ni kama myth. Hata myth ni afadhali because kwa myth ndio tunapatanga theories. Huwa zina develop mpaka zinaleta theory. Unaona? But notion ni kitu tu umefikiria na akili yako juu ya level yako ya understanding ukasema hii iko hivi.
Ni notion.
Hakuna kitu kai.
So notion si kitu.
Hakuna.
Okay, sawa. And then umesema kitu ya Nairobi kuna very many factors zenye zinafanya mtu hawezi pata watoi wengi kama kitambo na watoi wengi kuna advantage. So now the question is, do you think it's a good thing that system ya life inafanya lazima utafute do na wife yako pia lazima atafute do? Would it be better kama either wewe unaweza kaa home wife yako atafute do?
Hapana.